Anyways, a college in this what if, so just a reminder. Izuku's quirk is like Minecraft, but has all of the mods creative and does have techno and dream skills and some of their personality. It was spring afternoon when Izuku was born. Yes. Izuku has pink hair with a line of green in front of his eye, green eyes, and pointed ears that point down with a tip of green at the end, as you can see in the picture. Izuku, having a baby face growing up, grew self-conscious and put on the mask. Izuku over the years got hit by puberty and he got a handsome face. Izuku went to a private school with Bakugo. The high school has an iron fence around it and buildings made of bricks, and the buildings are big. Bakugo and Izuku are acquaintances, and they have talked, but never hung out. The outbreak then starts. Everyone is running, but Izuku is smarter than them and runs in the other direction. Bakugo says, "Where are you going?" Izuku says, "I want to live, so bye." Izuku runs to the gym and Bakugo runs after him. Izuku runs into the gym and grabs a baseball bat and a bowling ball. Bakugo says, "Why did you say you wanted to live?" Izuku says, "Look outside and you'll see what I mean." Bakugo looks out the window and sees students eating other students, and everyone's screaming. Bakugo was about to scream when Izuku covers his mouth and says, "Shh, they're attracted to sound, so be quiet." Bakugo says, "How will we survive this?" Izuku says, "First, you can't use your quirk. It makes too much noise. So here." Izuku hands Bakugo the bowling ball. It may be a bowling ball, but it's useful. Bakugo says, "Why can't you use your quirk?" Izuku says, "I can't just use it willy-nilly, and besides, I have more important things to create later on, and I'm your most useful asset." Bakugo says, "Okay, you're right. So let's try and get out the school." Izuku says, "Okay, but where are we gonna go after we reach outside the school gates? Where will we go after we get out? Will this be a short time thing, or will this be all our life? Is this an epidemic or a pandemic? Please tell me, Bakugo." Bakugo says, I don't know." "Well, I recommend that we clear the school at least half of the school, and get all the survivors we can, or useful people, and when we do, that we can find, but not join groups." Mako says, "Okay." He sighs and says, "Okay, can you make us some silenced pistols?" Izuku says, "Yeah, sure." He makes a pistol for Bakugo and himself. Izuku says, "Okay, we block the gym and only the space we can get out from. If we can't power through, we retreat to the gym, okay?" Bakugo says, "Okay, let's do this." They block the opening and they go to the level up and goes out the window. They run out and they run back and forth. Bakugo back and forth. Izuku and Bakugo go into 1/4 of the school and go back to the gym and sneak back in the gym. Go and sneak back in the gym. Izuku makes pillows and blankets and they share and go to bed. Izuku is the first one to get up and gets clothes from Creative. Izuku gets a red coat with fur, white shirt with a smiley face on the left part of his chest, under long sleeve shirt that on the stars on the arms, and earrings and glasses to put in his pocket, and he puts it in pocket. As you can see on the screen, Izuku admires his new swag, and Bakugo gets up and says, "Why you have all that?" Izuku says, "Why not? And besides, I look good anyway." Bakugo says, "Fine, but give me a nice clothes too." Close too. Izuku says, "Okay." Izuku gives him a green fur jacket, a gray tank top, a necklace, and an earring. Because why not? Izuku then hears banging on the gym door, but not slow like zombies, fast like a living human being. Izuku looks outside to see a boy that looks about 13 years old with another boy that looks about 4 years old. The zombies were closing in and getting closer to the two kids. Izuku goes out the window and uses his bat and bashes in one of the zombies' heads in, and makes a knife real quick and stabs another in the eye, pushing it back. Izuku then grabs the kid and gets inside. Izuku sets them down, and the older brother says, I killed her," and falls to his knees. Izuku says, Hey, it's okay, it's alright." The boy with light blonde hair and black eyes says, "I killed Mom." Izuku's eyes widen and says, "Kid, you've had a rough time out there. Just take a nice rest, okay?" The boy closes his eyes and Izuku wraps his coat around him and puts him on his lap with the other boy with him. He says, "I never knew you were a father." Izuku says, "Shut up, you're probably going to be the uncle." He says, "Really?" Izuku interrupts him and says, "Well, let's think of our next plan of action. But be quiet." He says, "Okay, let's talk." Izuku and Bako talk about going to the rest of the building, looking through the classrooms. They talk for a few hours. Then the older kid wakes up and sees the younger brother next to him sleeping, and sees that they're in a red coat, and gets up in a large red coat. Kid who woke up and says, "Hey kid, what's up? How are you? Are you okay?" The kid says, "Too many questions, and I'm okay, just confused." Izuku says, "Also, what's your name, and why did you come to the school?" The kid says, "My name is Yurei, and my brother is Hitori." So why did you get here? So how did you get here? Izuku says, "I was a student here. My name is Izuku Midoriya, and that's Katsuki Bakugo." Bakugo says, "Hey kid." Yurei says, "Oh, hey, Mr. Mito?" Izuku says, "Yes." Yurei says, Thank you for not just leaving us outside." Izuku says, "Don't worry about it, kid." Hitori gets up and says, "Where am I?" Yurei says, "Hitori, you're awake. How are you feeling?" Hitori says, Where's Mama? Where are we, big brother?" Yurei says, "We're in Ravenwood High School, in the gym, I think." Izuku says, "You're Hitori, right? Well, me and my friend will protect you and your brother, okay?" Hitori says, "Okay." Yurei says, "Hey, Mr. Mito, can you teach me how to fight?" Izuku says, "Of course, but not right now, okay? Also, what's your quirk?" Yude says, my quirk is water manipulation and creation. And water creation. Izuku says, you can do a lot with your quirk, so do you have any backlash? Yude says, well, it takes a lot of mental power, so if I use too much, I get a headache. That's a good quirk. That's a good quirk.